Grab your herbal tea and get cozy, because today we're spilling the metaphorical tea on the books you've got to read. Hey there guys, and welcome back to UnJaded Jade. Welcome to a cozy little evening with me. I don't know about you, but winter, she's never really been my favourite season. Like autumn, winter, cozy time. I find myself often dreading the shorter days and having less light. But recently I've been trying to change my mindset on the darkness and hibernation, because I realise it makes me a lot more introspective and I give more time to activities like reading and writing and journaling. I'm really tending to my energy in a way that I don't think I do in summer. Winter is for self-love and I am leaning into it. I literally can't tell you how excited I am. I have not taken a decent bath in a while. I love baths, I'm a bath girl, but at university, I never had a bath. I think I had a bath once, one semester out of all 4 years of Minerva, and I always had roommates. Like once I even shared a bathroom with a floor of 28 people. So I've really been through many bathroom situations, but it feels like such a luxury to have one. And this video is just a cozy little dream because it is sponsored by my absolute favourite cozy brand, LUSH. I just really have so much respect and love and awe for LUSH because they make like the most ethical products ever. Like not only are they gorgeous and they smell amazing and they give you all the cozy gorgeous care that you want in your bath, but they actively fight animal testing and they make such an effort to make plastic free packaging and like all the packaging's recyclable. They use plastic free glitter. Like I don't know, I just love using products that have so much thought and love put into them, and that is how I always feel when I use LUSH products. So they have this intergalactic space range, which is what this is. You've got a whole little universe in here. And they were kind enough to send me 2 of their limited edition products, which is this bubble bar, intergalactic bubble bar. It smells so good. And a shimmering, shining gel de douche, because I'm in Portugal, so we've got a Portuguese little shower gel. I'm gonna be using these today, but can we just appreciate this? So I don't know about you, but I am just awful at gifting. Like gifting is not my thing. When I have to find a gift for someone, it stresses me out and I always want them to like it and I want to give them something thoughtful and meaningful. I can't tell you how many times I have given my friends products from LUSH because it's always a winner. It's always gonna work. And they have such an incredible creative range of gifts. Oh my god, photo, I need to show you.
Show me what?
Oh, it's a LUSH like bath bomb package.
Oh, no way. No, I love LUSH.
I think you can get it to like do music.
No, stop. I feel like I'm being put under a Christmas trance right now.
And it has 7 different cozy products. There's like a sleepy twilight scent. Wow. And there's like a lavender bath bomb. You guys know that I love everything purple and lavender. And it's like all sleepy themed. If you have that special person in your life and you have no idea what to get them, we're all there. That's me right now. This is literally one of the most gorgeous gifts I could possibly think of. Definitely go check out the link in my description. And if you just want to treat yourself, as I think that we all should do more, get yourself a gift. Get yourself a sleepy little lavender bath bomb so that you can just melt away in the goodness of winter. Let's go have a bath and chat books. Okay, so one of the books that I've read recently is Period Power, This has been on my TBR list literally forever. It's a super well-researched dive into everything about menstruation. Everything I wish someone had taught me but no one did. It does it through this really empowering lens. It basically compares the 28-day-ish period of menstruation like the seasons. A lot of people think that menstruation is just the experience of having a period, but it's actually this entire cycle that happens through a month. And every single segment of this cycle is so important and affects your body so much, affects your mood so much. All the hormones are changing and going, and understanding it is just so empowering to how you live. So for example, when we bleed, that is our winter. We need to be slower, we need to rest, our body requires more hibernation. This winter is what gives us all our energy and vitality to come into spring. Maybe if you're someone who menstruates, you'll relate to this, but like straight after my period, I have so much energy. I'm literally superwoman. I'm so extroverted. I can just like complete so many things. I feel so good. And then I feel on top of the world in summer, which is the time of ovulation. This is the time when like an egg is released. This is when you're most fertile, most going out there, meeting cool people. After ovulation is your autumn, when your body slowly retreats a little. Your progesterone is so much higher. You might feel the desire to be more introspective, move slower, do less high intensity exercise. This is just so amazing because you start to see every single season as having its beauty, and you can try and live your life according to your cycle. For example, if I'm giving like a talk on stage or something really fancy and amazing, I take note of the date and I try and see if it's going to be during my summer when I have a lot of energy, or if it's going to fall in my autumn when maybe I'm a lot more self-conscious and struggling. It doesn't mean that I make a different choice necessarily, but it means that I'm more aware of what my body will be like, what my mood will be like, and that's really empowering. If you're someone who menstruates, you need to read this book, but you also need to track your period. Please track your period. It will change your whole life, I promise. You'll notice that you feel the same at the same time every single month. The more you look at it, the more you'll notice it. One of the other books that I reread recently on my Kindle, so I don't have it physically, is The Alchemist. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a super old fiction story. It's a little short story about this little shepherd boy who goes out on a journey in search of like his destiny. And as someone who's just graduated and is in a period of uncertainty, I really relate to like this feeling of, a big mission, big change, like trying to find yourself in the world. And this is kind of a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear the end, like feel free to skip a few seconds, although I feel like most people know the end of The Alchemist. But the end of the book, after he does his entire journey, he finds out that the answer was exactly where he started. The secrets to his gifts were where he began, in his home. And it really got me reflecting on how the journey is the answer, like the process is where you learn all your lessons, and we're all fighting to reach some indeterminable goal. But when we reach the goal, I think we'll realize that the journey was what made the goal so sweet. So try and enjoy the journey, guys. All the ups and the downs and the challenges. Okay, I'm still reading this book right now. It's called Lieben, and it's by my dear friend Alexa. I became friends with Alexa in the weirdest way possible in Berlin. It's a very unexpected friendship. And she sent me this book and she wrote me a little message in the front. And the funny part about this book is it's all in German. And she wrote, "I hope this speaks to you, even if it's in German." And I don't know if you've been following me for a while, but I'm trying to learn German. And this book really confirmed that I really don't know as much German as I thought I did. Like, I cannot read this book, but I try and read a page like every day just to get better with vocabulary and keep trying. But it's so beautiful. It's about her journey of discovering her queerness and her sexuality and all the ups and downs and struggles that come along with that. And I just feel like she poured her literal heart and soul into it. So it's just a very gorgeous book and I'm very excited to keep reading it. Okay, this book, Breath. I finished this a few weeks ago. It is a non-fiction book all about the importance of breathing through your nose. Like, that is my main takeaway from this book. I have never actually read into the science and evidence about how essential nostril breathing is compared to breathing through your mouth. The author, who's a researcher, literally taped his nostrils shut for like 10 days. Can you imagine doing that? Like, he put these like giant things in his nostrils, and during that time he developed so much bacteria and diseases. His sleep quality decreased massively. His entire mood was so much worse. Like, he genuinely just felt like a much worse human. And it's something like 50% of adults breathe majority through their mouth rather than their nose, and so there's so many people who are feeling rubbish because of the way they breathe and they have no idea. So This really reminds me, breathe through your nose when you can. I absolutely loved Hamnet. I bought it on a whim in a bookstore because I've been meaning to read it literally forever, and my dear friend Ruby Granger keeps telling me about it. So it's a fiction book, but it's based on the story of Shakespeare's son, Hamnet, who died at a very young age and inspired Shakespeare's play Hamlet. It's just such an easy, enjoyable, wonderful story. Definitely pick it up. Okay, another fiction book that I read recently is Lessons in Chemistry. I don't have it physically with me. I just love women. I'm such a feminist, and this book is set in like the 1950s, a time where women just like weren't respected, especially in science, and it follows this like fiery, self-confident woman who wants to be a chemist. Like, more than anything, she wants to be a chemistry researcher. And unfortunately, she becomes a victim of sexual assault in a chemistry research lab, and so she decides to leave. It just like really shows how difficult it is to become a female researcher at that time. And she ends up becoming the host of a TV show, which is a cooking show. But she manages to turn the cooking show into a chemistry show. So it is so lighthearted. It's like the best like cute read to get you back into reading. I highly recommend it, and it's like easy to find in most shops, at least in the UK. Oh my gosh, I have such talented friends. I read It's Not That Radical. This is a book by someone I know. I am now friends with Mikaela Loach. She's such a badass human. Like, she's so like soft and compassionate and kind, but she's also so badass. I respect her so much. She is a climate activist in the UK. This book is like, you know, like an easy introduction to climate action and trying to understand the climate crisis through the lenses of existing systems of oppression. She basically looks at how things like colonialism and racism and capitalism have all contributed to the climate crisis, and how dismantling this crisis is also necessarily the process of dismantling a lot of oppressive systems. And it's just a book full of a lot of hope. And I love people who have hope and optimism and dreams for what the world can look like. So yeah, if you're interested in like climate and the world, I definitely recommend it. Since graduating, I've actually read like 15 different books to do with climate change. I read a lot of non-fiction, but I also read a lot of fiction. Like, there's this great book called The Ministry of the Future. It's using science to predict what the world can look like if the climate gets a lot worse, which like it will. But it uses fiction to give us imagination of how we can solve it, like how we can band together to create solutions, even if not all the solutions work, and even if, you know, we're like slow to create these solutions. Like, I just love the power of fiction to be imaginative in solving very like realistic problems. I love reading. I love learning. I think it's one of the most important ways to keep learning outside of formal education, especially after graduation. But I don't read all the time. I personally don't care how many books I read or like how slow I read them. I have no reading goals around like reading a certain amount of books. I'd much rather spend months with the same book and get so much out of it, and like really ponder the characters and how they influence my life. Or with nonfiction, like really toying with ideas and talking about them with people. Like, that's how I consume books. So if you haven't read a single book this year, that's so fine. Don't worry about it. I really go through reading phases. But yeah, I definitely recommend like picking something up. Just go to a cute bookstore that inspires you, look around and just take something that takes your fancy, pick it up. I think in the world of social media, it's so easy to like read what everyone says they're reading, like follow the crowd. And I often do that too, like, oh, you know, I've got to put that on my TBR list because like Jack Edwards is saying I should read it, and he does have really good recs, don't get me wrong. But reading should be about you and your taste. So read widely, read for fun, read slowly, just do it. Why not? Like, you can learn so much about yourself and the world. Okay, I am going to keep reading the book that I'm reading right now, which is Just Kids by Patti Smith. Please give me any book recommendations, anything random you've read recently. Like, I love fiction and I love non-fiction. Right now I'm also listening to a fantasy audiobook, and I'm listening to Elon Musk's biography. Like, I really read everything. So yeah, anything you like, please sell it to me. And if you've not had a little bubbly bath for a while, or if you don't have a bath and you just want some like gorgeous, luscious, ethical shower product, definitely check out the Lush link in my description, because Lush is just the best. I love them. I'm sending you all the love. Have a gorgeous night.